Thanks for joining us on Key Factors, presented by theraceguide.com.au. Stu Rich and Mike Wood here, ready to kickstart the 2018 racing season. Off a little freshen up, I must say, Mike, but look, this racing industry of ours, there really isn't much need for a break, is there? Racing all throughout the Christmas and New Year period, I bet you haven't even stopped.
Yeah, a bit of a break, maybe a little bit of a freshen up maybe, but what are there? 4 racing meetings, the racing never stops, the work never stops, but I love it.
You love it, I love it. Everyone at the Magic Millions seemed to love it last weekend. A big meeting up there. And Randwick, I mean, how was it played? The track's been going so well. Credit to Navesh. The betting's been fantastic and a lot of favourites winning last week.
Yeah, so much racing at Randwick. Well done, Navesh, like Stu said. It's racing so well despite the high volume of racing. 6 of the 9 favourites last week won. The Magic Millions, most of the favourites won. The bookies' bags are light. The Christmas bills are paid off for us, Stu, I think.
They were good. It was full after the race guide last week. We had a good weekend there. As I said, it's been a big summer. A few changes here on Key Factors this year. You'll notice Mike's got his laptop on the desk with him this year. We're going to be going to the Key Factors. We're going to be going through the race guides as we have a look at the show. And all importantly, Mike, I'm here with my pen to hold you to a bit of some accountability as we wrap up each and every program with a best bet and a value bet.
Yeah, you put me in the hot seat, Stu. I like the initiative this year. I'm nervous already. I look forward to that later.
The hot seat's going to come later as we get stuck into the quaddie this weekend at Randwick. And this first race, Mike, 6 out of 11 runners for that man, Chris Waller. Is it just a case of following Avdulla and Bowman in the first leg?
Yeah, mates of Waller have the edge in this race. Let's see if we can give punters the edge with the analysis that we do, starting off with the race conditions for the day on Saturday. Race 6, the first leg of the quaddie, over 2,000 metres, a benchmark 84. Not much tempo in this race. Watch out for riding announcements from Waller runners. Some of them might go forward. Really dry, warm conditions in Sydney. It's the middle of summer, good 3. A fair bias, we hope, with the rail out 8 metres. If the track does firm up, it could be near pace, but we're going with fair. It's been so fair lately at Randwick. Across the 3 key factors to kick us off. Distance, the 2,000 metres, has to be a key factor. Which of these horses like the extra distance? Position and run. Because that steady tempo, which horses get the right spot? And scope, an evenly matched race. We're looking for horses on the rise.
There's a look at the 3 key factors. Let's jump into the market for this first leg of the quaddie at Royal Randwick this weekend. And there is one of Waller's ex-imports, Zebek, at $4.20. On top with another Waller stay there to Zorcan at $4.20. Why not throw in some more Waller love? Cars off $5.50, Vaucluse Bay $6.50. High opinion there, rounding out those under $10. But Mike, this looks like a Waller benefit-a-thon, this one.
Absolutely a Waller-a-thon, 6 of the 11. Listen to those riding announcements, watch those betting moves. Let's have a look at these replays and see if they help us at all. 1,800 metres at Randwick a couple of weeks ago. This may help us. Vaucluse Bay on pace this day. He went forward. Zorcan and Zebek, they may have been the best runs in the race, though, Stu.
They may have. Let's have a look here at Vaucluse Bay. You said might have got away with a bit of on-pace bias this day. That's him in the yellow. Got to make our decisions there. Where are we looking here? We're looking at a couple of these in behind that might not just had a bit of luck.
Yeah, they didn't get the clearest running, Zorcan and Zebek. Zebek especially likes the extra distance, finds the line late. Hogmanay today didn't do very well at Gosford,
good point.
Which Vaucluse Bay had a similar run to him. Maybe that's not as good a run as you think. If you look at the race guide, you'll see the video comment shows there was a vicious on-pace bias that day.
Zebek running off really nicely there, finishing off, I should say. Let's have a look at another Waller horse now. Cars off. This race, I mean, this is one of those runs. It and Mordar Platoon were out the back. They both swing the widest 2 runners here. Take us through this one.
Yeah, very similar setup in this race to what we meet on Saturday. 2,000 metres, dry track, steady tempo. You need a horse on Saturday that can come from a difficult spot, pick up, run some massive sectionals and finish off. Cars off from the 4 to the 200 metres. Ran 10.96, which is 1,200 metre time, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's unbelievable. He finishes off. Big run from the back.
Massive there from Karzov and edging away from Mordar Platoon there. What do you make, though, of Karzov's next start? What happened there?
Yeah,
Strange ride.
The profile says he can peak on his run. 2,100 metres, he laid in a bit. So we're going to forgive him back to 2,000.
Okay, forgive there for Karzov. Let's get stuck into the key factors now. We're going to start with the form, and then as the race progresses, knock in those key factors and come up with our winner. Let's get this race started, Mike. Who's got all the form? Looks like Karzov just in front.
Like we said, we're going to forgive that last start. The previous form, he was low flying. Karzov light him up. He gets the gold bar for us.
Karzov out with the jump. How about the first key factor, distance?
Yeah, a lot of them like the 2,000 metres, so not really that much of a key factor. Apart from Zorcan may not improve as much as others. He was ready to go first up and can race well over 1,600 metres. High opinion okay, but not as good as Karzov over 2,000.
So Karzov out in front as we look at position in run.
Yeah, most of them have some tricks in this race. It's not going to be an easy speed map. We're using this key factor just to show that Shuttleard, Mordar Platoon, More Energy and Napoleon all get into a really tricky spot back in this race.
And it looks as though the favourites all pretty well favoured there. How about Scope? Who's going to jump out of the ground?
He is primed for his first Australian win. Quebec, he's racing so well, Bowman on, improving every single start. Cars off, no extra scope for him. He just needs to hold his mark. Chatelard, so lightly raced, you've got to give him some scope in the profile, don't you?
Well, Scopes, I mean, that's been the telling factor there. Zebek and Karsov, they're the ones that are two. They're clearing out here, so they're the two on top. Let's have a look now at the market here, Mike. It's time for a bet. These two have cleared out. We said at the start of the top of Dulla, we've got Bowman. Are they going to make all the difference? It could just well be that might be the difference here, because Zorkan's not in the mix for us. It's Zebek, Karsov, $4.20, $5.50. They look like some pretty standout bets. Any roughies in this race? I'm looking down here. Royal Stamp, $34, only a couple of lengths behind. Take us through this one.
Yeah, she is the sneaky runner in the race. You look through her comments in the race guide, not much luck the last 3 or 4 starts, apart from the race she won, obviously.
Yeah.
And the race she did win was a steady tempo, 1,900 metres at Newcastle. So she's primed for this race on Saturday. She did really well off her non-pace bias last start, so she's flying. Out of those top two, Cars Off and Quebec, what do? You go with the better odds. Cards Off each way all day for us. And Royal Stamp inside barrier, she's the roughie. We think she'll firm on Saturday.
All about value here on Key Factors. So it's Cars Off in the first leg and a nice roughie to potentially bring it home as well. There's a look at the first leg of the quaddie. Let's jump into the second leg now. It is over the 1,400 metres. And Mike, any race with level 8 going around, I just love how consistent this horse is. Gotta love it. And a few of these trainer switches in here. Pianissimo, El Venetian. We've got to make our minds up what they're doing here.
Yeah, they're going really well after the Waterhouse and Waller. Second-hand Waterhouse and Waller horses, you don't see that very often, do you? Let's have a look at the way this race sets up. The second leg of the quaddie, benchmark 82, 1,400 metres. Not too much tempo in this race again. A fairly steady tempo only. Not too many leaders. It's a small field, isn't it? So they shouldn't go too hard. Good 3, dry conditions, the fair bias we talked about across the 3 key factors. Some of these horses come to this race at different stages of preparation. So stage of prep's got to be a key factor for us. Weight. One particular horse, not that hard to spot, down the bottom of the weights with a big kicker for him, and position to run, steady tempo, small field, you need the right spot.
Well, I hope we're all off to a winning start in the quaddie. Let's have a look now at the market for the second leg, and with the scratching of Malays today, Flow is the dominant favourite, $2.60, level 8, so reliable, so consistent as we said, $3, Pianissimo $5, El Venetian $8. They look to be the form, Mike, but the money is probably going to come for Flow. Punters seem to like this horse.
Yeah, he's a very likeable horse. He's on pace. We'll look at him in the second replay. The first replay, we will look at probably the most reliable nag in Sydney. I think
one of them.
Always shows up. Level 8, 2 starts ago. He didn't do that well. We knew he'd bounce back. He always bounces back. This is a fair tempo this day, which is really important to note, because he likes a fair, honest tempo to run home off, but he always does run home, doesn't he, Stu?
He does. Let's hope he gets it on Saturday. I just love the way this horse fights. Malays, look, does just get the bob on the line, but these two clear out. Love the fight.
Yeah, love the fight, but the thing about this horse is he does fight, but he doesn't win by much, does he? So he's not going to stand out. He's always going to be in the mix. He needs a bit of tempo. Yeah, but never wins by a margin, so can never be a standout, really. Doesn't win that much.
There's a window horse, Malays in blue. Let's go to another one in Flow. This horse has been racing okay this prep, this run, outside the lead. Again, doesn't win. What do we make of this?
Don't know what to make of it. I mean, first up, redouble was 3 wide, no cover, still beat him. Second up, maybe some excuses, but still got beaten. Third up, here he is, on-pace bias in his favour. Maybe back to 1,200 metres is a slight negative for him this day, but he has every single chance. Maybe a bit tight late, but once again, solid, but not amazing, Stu.
Yeah, solid, sticks on for a place. Each way punters might be loving that. $2.50 punters might not be liking that.
But there was Fanning in 4th, who won today at Gosford, so don't forget that too.
There's more form lines through that race. Let's have a look now and get this race started with the form, Mike. Who is taking us in with the form?
Yeah, there's a couple of form lines that line up through Summit Out, so Flow and Level 8 have almost identical form ratings. Light them up, they get the top form.
Flow and level 8 to kick things off as we look into the key factors. Stage of preparation, the first one.
Yeah, most of these favourites fine. Peaking on their preparation, going really well. Flow, 4th up last prep, failed, didn't he? We backed him that day, we know he failed. So maybe a slight risk getting deep into his prep over a sharp 1,400 metres.
Level 8 out in front. Now you say there's a very important weight key factor here.
Simply El Venetian down the bottom of the weights. If you look at his ratings from last preparation, if he can pull them out this prep on 51 kegs, you're kidding, he can win.
It's El Venetian with the gold bar, but level 8 with his neck out in front. As we have a look at position and run, this could be the determining factor.
Just when you're looking for a clear winner, level 8 outside barrier, blinkers off, goes back. he can't get a gold bar for positioning run. Sorry, Stu.
Oh, look, they've all levelled up here. There's 4 of them across the line. That pretty much goes against that market, though, wasn't it? I mean, it was $2.60 flow, $3 level 8, then out to Pianissimo and El Venetian. So this looks like a race to me. Bet small, bet for value. How are we going to play it?
Yeah, you've got to take that strategy, don't you? We're not confident at all, so don't throw the kitchen sink at this race. Let's bring up the market and have a look at the different horses and see how they compare. $3, $2.60. They're good, they're in the mix, but they're just solid, like we said. The 2 horses we're interested in, Pianissimo from the box seat, El Venetian out in the lead. They're the 2 bets for us. Pianissimo, great bet each way, from the box seat, fighting on so hard at the end. And El Venetian, 3rd or 4th up for the new trainer. If the jockey rolls in the lead and it's an on-pace bias, he'll firm for sure on Saturday.
All that analysis and you end up with 4 right over the line. Let's take the value there in the second leg of the quaddie. Stick around, we'll come back and wrap up legs 3 and 4 after the break. Welcome back to Key Factors, presented by theraceguide.com.au. We're up to the 3rd leg of the quaddie at Royal Randwick this weekend, and Mike, a good mix of horses returning here. You've got Insensata fresh and in form. I mean, how about Fortensky going so well? It's a good race to get involved with, and I know you're pretty excited about it.
Yeah, we had a talk before the show, didn't we, about this race, and I've got some good vibes about this race. I'll try not to give away the winner during the analysis, but maybe I'll allude to the mare that I like in this race over 1,200 metres. Look at the way the race sets up. 1,200 metres, benchmark 85, fed a strong tempo. Noble Joey likes to roll along, good 3 conditions and a fair bias we hope on Saturday. Across the 3 key factors, distance is a key factor, which horses are genuine 1,200 metre sprinters. Stage of preparation, like the last race, some horses coming to their peak, some aren't. And scope, looking for horses on the rise again. Yeah, we'll need to find a few of those. Let's have a look at the market here for this 3rd leg of the quaddie this weekend at Royal Randwick. And there's Fortensky in flying form fresh, $5 and top of the market. Burradoo, another good win there, $6. Guard of Honour, good win first up, not as well second up, $6.50. Viceroy just done. Insensata, there's $10 into $8, bit of money there. Pumpkin Pie, Faraway Town. This market doesn't end there. This is a great betting race, this one. Cracking betting race. Excited about having a punt. I've already had a punt on this race on Saturday, the 3rd leg of the quaddie. Really like it. Let's have a look at Fortensky last up. Really good vibes about this horse before it was fresh, first up over 1,200 metres. The stable liked it over 1,200 metres. The jockey liked it over 1,200 metres. And the punters did too, Stu. The punters did, but there's a few hearts in their mouths, just in the white, just trying to get off. Viceroy off and gone here, but have a look at the way Fortensky balances up, does get past, really good win, hit the line. Yeah, genuine winner, going really well, obviously first up this win here. He can take a bit of a step back second up though, so maybe a bit of a risk on him. Viceroy pretty good up on a strong tempo. He gave a big kick, didn't he? He did, so let's have a look at the profiles there for Fortensky as he gets into the preparation. Let's have a look at one of the fresh horses now, Insensata, Mike. One of the few that are fresh, back in the pack here, in the white hat. Let's have a look at how it finishes. This is a benchmark 72 fillies and mares race, but not your normal benchmark 72 fillies and mares race. The time was good. The winner was Test the World, who we didn't know how good she was back that day, did she? But she's a serious open grade sprinter now, maybe group grade soon. Insensata comes to the outside first up, finds a few back ends, finds some room, hits that line, Stu. Found a few back ends. About the 300 there, was going up everything. Have a look at the way this finishes. Huge. Yeah, 11.68, final 200 metres. Easily the fastest in the race. That's a big first up run. The stat man at it again. Love big sectionals there. Let's get stuck into the form now. Who is taking us away with the form, Mike? Is it just Fortensky on that first up run? I think I might have given away the tip, by the way. Let's keep going. Fortensky and Insensata, class horses, gold bar, light them up. There it is for form. So it's Fortensky and Insensata as we kickstart the race. Distance. Yeah, plenty of genuine 1,200 metre types. Faraway Town needs a really strong tempo to win over this distance, and Pelanthronius in the same boat. They need 1,400 metres or more usually. Plenty of gold there. What about stage of preparation? We've mentioned it a few times already. Yeah, big factor for Fortensky, who loves it first up and is now second up, and Burradoo, who loves it second up and now he's third up. So no pluses for them. Guard of Honour and Viceroy prefer fresh. There's Insensata first up. We know she fires. And as we hit the line, scope. So important. Yeah, which of these horses are the ones that can surprise us in 6 months and be better than they are? We think it's Fortensky, Insensata, Pumpkin Pie, and Pelanthronius, who loves to win, but you might have your own opinion at home. Okay, so it's Insensata that's pulling away there. Just over those last couple of key factors, really got a few big kickers there. A couple of the fresh horses there. So we've got Insensata to play with here at $8. Fortensky, that nice fresh run, but with a few queries after that at $5. So look, I mean, the punters have come here, $10 to $8, but this is a horse that's going to be back in the ruck, Insensata. So how are we going to play this one? Yeah, it's a really tricky race to play. Insensata is the top raider. We think she's going really well, and Fortensky's right up there as well. So we're going to look at between those two runners and look for a value runner. So we're going to the best bets, and Insensata for us, she's the best mare. I've been alluding to it all the way through. She's on top for us. And the value bet, Top Striker, underrated Saturday grade horse. We'll go with him for the value bet.
Top Striker about that $15 mark as well to lob a little bit of value into your selection.
We like this race though, don't we?
We do. There's a look at the third leg. Let's wrap it up now with the fourth leg of the quaddie. And, well, race 9, a really even bunch of mares. That mare, Queen Misty, just going around again. She loves running a place. But a few of these, Mike, 1,600 to 1,400, back to 1,600. I think a lot of people are sitting at home saying they need some help with some of these form lines.
I think we need some help as well. We spent the most time on this race, and we'll see how we did if we can differentiate between these very similarly rated mares. Quaddie Killer, they've chosen the right race, haven't they, for race 9? Let's look at the way this 1,600 metre race sets up. A fair to strong tempo, maybe with Bjorn Baker's horse, who likes to roll along back to 1,600 metres. Good conditions and a fair bias, we hope, for the end of the day. Across the 3 key factors for this last race of the day, we're playing distance, which horses love the mile, which mares love the mile. Position and run, there's that loose leader in the lead. Which horse can get the nice trail behind her? And Scope, once again, looking for mares on the improve.
Yeah, it's been a busy one, Scope, in the key factors for Randwick this weekend. Let's have a look now at the market. And so many of these horses have just been running against each other the last few starts. As we see, another really open market to finish the day with Siren's Fury on top. Baser looking for a little bit more luck and to turn it around at $5. By Sea, there's a little bit of form that's just coming from outside these other ones, so they're all equal favourites at $5. Queen Misty, as we said, so reliable. Live to Dream, had a win, dropped back. And then Jaunty at $10. So, look, another open leg here, Mike, but Siren's Fury, Baser and By Sea all on top.
Yeah, really good open race if you like that type of thing. 1,600 metre form back to 1,400 metre form like you talked about. Let's have a look at the 1,600 metre form from a couple of starts ago. That makes sense. We're back to 1,600 metres on a Saturday. Live to Dream, really surprised if you to stay rolling the lead at a strong tempo, fighting on really hard, pioneering, chasing her. Queen Misty doing what she does. She's looming up and not winning.
There's so many to look at here. Looming up might be one of those horses that just peaked on the day. You'd have to look at the profiling for that. But look, couple chasing really hard here. Pioneering, obviously Queen Misty. Baser in behind, little bit of a form turnaround potentially.
Yeah, not too bad, Baser, but surprised to see her so short in the market because she was just okay. The run was similar to Pioneering. There's Heavenly Anna coming 5th. If you look in the race guide, her genuine rating is a P-plater. She over-races almost every single start, so unreliable.
All right, there's just one of those little analogies in the race guides. Let's have a look now at one of the other form lines, Mike. By Sea, this was a really good win at Randwick. It just hugged the inside, got a few breaks, but this is that form line outside the one we just saw.
Yeah, Daughter of Chance By, surprising you feel like a few other horses have tonight. In the box seat, doing really well here. One of those runs that looks better than actually rates on paper. Takes the inside run. Not many horses like to take the inside run. Levels up with a horse called Gatan, which is only an average horse, midweek horse, but it's just the way she finds a line, like her mum, like it's due.
Yeah, Gatan, doesn't really matter who it was it? The point is, went inside, stuck on, and had that will to lift at the end.
Yeah, a genuine racehorse that likes to win. That's what you want to find when you want to have a bet.
It might just be the catalyst in the last race. As we get stuck into the form here, Mike, who is bringing all the form in from that one race? I mean, how do we give someone the form from that one race?
We've kind of had a go at it, haven't we? Siren's Fury, Queen Misty and Pioneering in good form, but those other mares right in the mix as well. Okay,
so a few there from that race to kick things off as we have a look at distance, back up to the mile importantly.
Yeah, most of them should be okay. Siren's Fury yet to prove herself By Sea. Look, I think she'll be okay, but she doesn't get a gold bar yet. Queen Misty peaks on her run over the mile.
Okay, so plenty on top there, and even now position and run, this could really be a determining factor.
Yeah, Baser, Siren's Fury back in the pack. They definitely won't get the great run in this race. By Sea, Queen Misty, Live to Dream, Jaunty can all go forward on that firm track, which might suit. Wang Wah gets way back.
Still plenty there out in front. What about Scope? I mean, this has been there all day, Scope. We've got a few tickers here, though.
Yeah, big kicker for By Sea. We think she's got the most scope. She's so lightly raced, she could do anything in the next few starts. Baser, Siren's Fury and Jaunty, all with upside too, all lightly raced.
So By Sea and Jaunty, they hit the line just in front, but I think I counted about 7 runners there, Mike, all within about a length. This is smelling just like race 7 to me. Pretty tough. But look, Jaunty, you know, we've got that on top there, $10. By Sea, $5. That's sort of what we're all about here on Key Factors. What's all that saying about that strong form line, the 1,600 metre form line that we've been looking at?
Well, maybe not much. I mean, Live to Dream's in the mix back to 1,600 metres, but they're all in the mix, aren't they? I mean, Baser's too short, simply, we think. Siren's Fury's probably a bit too short as well, but she's racing so well. How can you knock her? We've got no idea, Stu, so we'll stick with the two top raters and we'll bet small, definitely in this race by C. Just she's got the form, the scope edge, and she can go forward. And Jaunty, the run last start was better than it looked on paper. They both got scope for Wallow as well.
So a really tough race to end the day, but it's by C on top. Look, we're going to have a look at the quaddie now, Mike. We've got two very tough races, race 9 as we just saw, and race 7. I'm having an early look here. Nothing looks to be an absolute standout, and it looks as though we've gone pretty wide throughout the day.
Yeah, very wide, race 7, race 9 especially. They're the races we've got no idea in. Race 6, Cars Off Quebec, High Opinion and Royal Stamp. Royal Stamp's the big value play. That'll be great if that got up in the quaddie. Race 7, most people might go Level 8 and Flow. We're hoping one of the other 3 win at odds. Estic Raj, first up for Wallow. We hope he parades well. He can sprint. Race 8, there's the 4 we like. Top Striker Fortensky. Indecent Starter, you could go 1 out if you were really brave. I might do 1 quaddie with that. And race 9, if you know what's going to win, give us an email. We've got no idea. Going wide.
Look, there's plenty of ways to play the quaddie. That's the way we've chosen. Keep an eye on the bias too, because these quaddies can always change from a Thursday night to a Saturday. That'll all be updated on the raceguide.com.au throughout the day. Now, Mike, as I said at the top of the show, I'm holding you accountable for a lot of these best bets and value bets as we hit 2018 running. I'm going to be writing these down. So what I want from you is a best bet or 2 or a value bet or 2 for the day. So what have you got for the viewers?
I love this, Stu, but I'm sweating. But get your pen out. This is what we've got. $40 on Cars Off to win straight out.
Yep.
At $5.50, $10 on Royal Stamp at $34.
A big value, I like it.
You can't argue with that. Insensata, you've got to have at least $40 on her, don't you? And we'll cover with Top Striker, on pace, so reliable. $50 on those 2 races. Definitely not race 7 and race 9 for us.
40, 10, 40, 10. I like the way you've finished that one up. Look, the race guides, there's already a couple online Thursday night. There's going to be a few more online on Friday. So that's where you got to go for your all-important profiling. There's a look at the quaddie and a few little best bets for this weekend. Hope you have a great one out there at Royal Randwick, and good luck to the team and everyone playing on Saturday.
Cheers, good punting.